Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 90s Now in the Extreme Rock Eternal Con edition, right here on 90.3 WHPC. Who we have on the phone today? We have the Last Dragon Zone, Taimak. What's up, brother?
How you doing there?
So first of all, I want to say congratulations on 29 years of success with The Last Dragon.
Yeah. Well, it was 30 years since we started, but 29 years since it came out.
29 years since it came out. And also I'd like to say happy early birthday as well, too. I believe your birthday's coming up soon.
Thank you. Yeah, it's coming up. I'll be the big 5-0.
Oh, how's it feel?
Feels good. I don't feel that old.
You don't feel that old?
You're still looking good as ever, Ty.
Thank you. You too, even though I haven't seen you. Thank you.
You'll see him on Saturday.
Yeah.
So how does it feel that your movie, The Last Dragon, to be your first movie, is labeled a cult classic?
Well, it's kind of surreal because I don't go around thinking so much. Kind of people, they see me all the time. They always say how it impacted them. So I'm just really touched all the time, you know. So it's a good feeling all the time, just a good feeling.
That's great. I got to say, I mean, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Of course, definitely a cult classic. I mean, it's in just about every single person's DVD collection. It's a must-have. And I mean, that's just great to have the success like that and to have it carry on for so many years. You know, that's the greatest thing about The Last Dragon and you're part of your success, you know?
Yeah. Did you ever expect Bruce Leroy to be such an inspiration to so many people?
Well, you know, back in the 80s, they didn't have any movies, you know. They had some of the movies in the 70s with Jim Brown and Jim Kelly and Richard Roundtree and so forth. But then there was a big gap well into the 80s, and then they had a lot of fun movies like Flashdance and, you know, some really great serious movies like the Dog Day Afternoon, Al Pacino, then Scarface. But this movie was very original, and I just thought it would really stick because I was a huge fan of martial arts movies from Bruce Lee, Shaw Brothers, and everything. And I used to see all those movies in the pit of the earth at that time, 42nd Street, $2 to see a couple of movies. In
nice.
The ugliest area of New York, of America, probably the world.
About $2 to see a movie. We will never see that day again. I'll tell you that.
Wait, so what was the movie that inspired you to go right into martial arts?
Well, my father used to have a very good friend of his who was a black belt champion, and I was just a little kid. I was like 6 years old. My brother was 8, and you know we'd be doing katas like a lot of the kids do with his friend. But we moved to Europe, and then I wasn't doing anything. As far as martial arts, I got really heavy into soccer, and all of a sudden there was a commercial that came on, and I saw Bruce Lee, and that was it. I needed to do martial arts again. And when we came back to the States, my father, I told him I want to kick like Bruce Lee, and he enrolled me into a Taekwondo school. After I tried Aikido for a while, but I wanted to kick like Bruce Lee, so I did Taekwondo for a long time.
And around what age was that when you really got heavy into the martial arts?
I was 13, 14 years old.
All right, so that's a good age to get into that. Then your body's getting into shape, you know, mentally strong as well. I mean, martial arts is such a disciplined, what's the word I'm looking for? But you got to be so disciplined, mind and body. Like, do you still practice martial arts on a daily basis? Like, what's your diet like? Things like that to keep you in such good shape at 50 years old.
Yeah, you know, it's been my life, all my life. So I do like the fitness aspects of martial arts as well. Everything from running to stretches and all the different parts of the exercises. I try to stay low on sugar so my energy level doesn't fluctuate a lot, and I'm less susceptible to diabetes. And I take supplements, and I eat a well-balanced diet. I don't eat any other meats besides seafood because it's just what works well for me. But, you know, you always have to watch what you're putting in your mouth. You know, there's all kinds of chemicals and garbage out there that people are trying to sell and market, you know, but nothing better than organic food from the earth.
Yeah, that's definitely the truth right there. Actually, I just posted a video myself the other day about someone boiling a bottle of soda, and the amount of sugar that was left over after it was totally boiled out was just absolutely disgusting.
I'm guilty of that.
It's just,
by the way.
I just wish that more people in this country would realize about the health consciousness of it. You know, America's gotten a little bit, fat, I guess is the best way to say it, right? I mean, a lot of people, they just looking for that quick meal, and that's why I bring up the discipline that it takes for the martial arts, because a lot of people don't have it in them. I know myself, I try to stay active, I try to eat as healthy as I can, but every once in a while, it's I got to go to that McDonald's, I got to grab that taco Bell,
I got to have that Coca-Cola. It's like, that's so
everything
good.
Is it have a balance, that's the whole thing. I got fanatic as a kid in martial arts, and I got really addicted to the whole thing, and it becomes a lifestyle. But if you want to be healthy into your older age, you just have to pick something that's fun for you, that you really enjoy, that has you move around. You don't have to be an athlete, but you could be doing a dance class. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as you're enjoying it, you're not going to let it go if you love it.
Exactly. Now, do you do any yoga or meditation or anything like that as well?
Yeah, I've meditated a lot through the years. I find it to be very helpful in reducing. I mean, there's all the different scientific data on it now.
Mm-hmm.
It's really it actually helps your brain and your mental state. So reducing stress and everything else. So it's a big part of my life. I meditate sometimes even when there's noise and you might be in the streets of New York.
Mm-hmm.
Just have a seat somewhere and just chill, and you could zone everything out, because New York City is so loud and moves quick. Sometimes you need to just mellow out.
Well, how long does this meditation usually go? Like, what do you do to calm yourself to that point?
When you practice it a long time, it's pretty easy. I mean, the beginning for some people it might be a little difficult, but the simplest way is just to focus on the breath coming in and out of your nose, and when your thoughts start going crazy, just gently bring your thoughts back to your breath. And then you might just phase out, and you just go away and come back. But usually anywhere from 7 minutes, but I've meditated for hours on end because I enjoyed it.
Man, cheers to you, because I could never do that, because my ADD kicks in the minute I close my eyes and try to think of something, and it's just, a bee flies by, and I just hear the bee in, the cars.
Well, that's exactly it, and that's where the mental toughness comes in, and it's the discipline that allows you to get that far, you know what I mean, with the meditation and everything. And it is healthy. It's something that I've been trying to get into myself. I try to, I work, I get very stressed out a lot of the times, and I always, my motto is anger clouds a clear mind. You cannot think straight when you're angry.
Oh, he sounds like Bruce Lee.
There we go. That's what I'm saying,
Squirrel.
So every time I get frustrated, and, I work in travel, so, I'm always dealing with changes and messed up rates and things, and every once in a while I just got to step outside, you know what I mean, just cool my head, clear my mind, and then I can go back in, and then everything clicks as soon as I walk back inside after that. So I could definitely see how, especially in Manhattan, walking around those cities. I used to work in Manhattan as well, and it's definitely a lot of hustle and bustle over there. It's hard to get some relaxation in.
Yeah, so many people on top of people. Even when you live here and you're used to it, people that come from other states or countries, and they come here, they really get blown away. But when you live here, you have to learn how to, be around. And you go into a train station, you got total strangers all around you all the time, bumping up against you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn to mellow out, and that's good that you do that. There's so many crazy things going on in this country with shootings and stuff that people really need to learn how to mellow out.
Yeah, exactly. Now, do you get recognized a lot in the streets of New York City?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's been more now than ever.
Really?
What, is it because of all the cons, pretty much?
Huh?
Has it been because of all of the Comic-Cons?
I think everything has something to do with Comic-Con. The TMZ did a thing closing their show on me and The Last Dragon, and I think the 30th anniversary of The Last Dragon, that's coming up in November. We're going to have the cast, and then they're screening the entire film on in AMC 42nd Street Times Square. They're screening the entire film on November 8th.
We're going.
I
We're
am
going.
100% there. I'll tell you that. I absolutely love when movie theaters put the old theatrical releases back out there in the theater. Actually, Ghostbusters, not to go off topic, but Ghostbusters is actually reaching their 30th anniversary as well, and that's going to be put back into 700 theaters across the nation.
Really?
I mean, for a few nights, and I mean, I'm so excited for that because, when that movie came out, I was still a little kid, Ghostbusters 1.
Yeah.
And so I never got to see it in the movie theaters, so I
think
think
that's right. You get it on a big screen. That's like The Last Dragon. You see it on a huge screen.
Exactly. I mean, I think it'd be
for
great.
our generation, we haven't seen it on a big screen. We're always used to seeing it on the box, the old tube TVs.
Right. Exactly. That's the whole thing. Yeah.
So there, I think
it'd be part of an action film festival that Demetrius Angelo's put together. It's called the Urban Action Showcase.
Mm-hmm. So pretty much, are they going to remaster the whole thing? Or are they going to show it in the original form?
You'll see. Yeah, just go to urbanactionshowcase.com. The whole thing is there, and then there's going to be contests, comic book contests, T-shirts, giveaways, and all that stuff.
Well, I can't wait for that. I'll tell you that right now. I will definitely be there on November 8th. I got one question to ask you. Now you've done a lot of Comic-Cons. Do you ever get sick of the Who's the Master? I'll tell you what, one year at Comic-Con, it was about 3 years ago, I think, I had seen you in passing, and of course I yelled out, Who's the Master? And you looked back at me, you pointed at me, you said you are. Now I'll tell you what, that little thing right there made my day. And it's something that I tell people all the time.
I swear he keeps repeating it when I told him about Comic-Con.
I tell people, I was like, he said I'm the master. It really was one of the greatest. So, I mean, does it ever get tiring of people saying who's the master? Even, I'm sure to you. Never. That's great to hear because, like I said.
Never. I like people to be happy, you know what I mean? So there's so much junk goes on every day in the world, and in your life. If you can put a smile on someone's face, why not? It doesn't take much from me.
That's great. Like I said, it was for me. That was a huge moment for me, and I really appreciate that. And I'm sure a lot of fans do that. But you take the time at the Comic-Con to talk to the fans, sign autographs, take pictures, things like that. It means a lot to a lot of people, and I wish a lot more people felt that way as you do and understood that. Yeah, I'm sure you hear it all the time, over and over again. But it's something that makes someone's day, and if you have the power to do that, to make someone smile, then why not? I'm sure every once in a while.
It feels good for me. It feels good for me. When I see someone really good, you see the big smile on their face and they're really, really happy, and all you did was point a finger or whatever you did. You said you are whatever you said. I go home and then I said to myself, look, I haven't done a film like that in so many years. Here it is, almost 30 years later. I could still do something like that for someone. I get a lot of young people coming up to me, and they weren't even born when the movie came out. So I'm like, if I can impact those people that way, it's just a great feeling inside. You fall asleep at night, you say, "Wow, that's a great feeling." Of course, you do know that getting back together, so I can do more movies.
Well, you do know that your movie still gets played in certain bars in Brooklyn and some bars on Long Island.
Really?
Yeah, anytime I've gone to certain bars, Last Dragon is on because someone's a huge Kung Fu fan who kind of happens to walk in. So your movie is still being played for so many younger generation people.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's a whole new generation. I mean, I get a guy brought his kid all the way from Calgary, Canada, 6-year-old little girl, all the way over to Detroit, Michigan. Just to see me, and she was the cutest thing on earth. So it's like I made his day, I made her day. Yeah. Now he's bringing his son to San Diego, from the Comic-Con there. So.
On a personal level, have you ever been bullied at any part in your life that made you go into karate?
My brother used to whoop my butt. Take out the garbage. It's not my turn. Oh yes, it is your turn.
How
much older is your brother?
He's almost 2 years older.
Oh. All right, so definitely a lot of scuffles going on there. Yeah, my brother's 12 years younger than me, so I had to wait a little while before I could give him a whooping.
Yeah. Well, that's part of growing up.
Yeah, it's part of being brothers. You got it.
It was terrible when I was a kid, but I finally got his butt. So.
Yeah, I'm sure you got it back. You're Bruce Leroy. Come on, of course you got it back. Is there anything you could give us, maybe some insight to the production of the movie? Maybe some.
Shonuff, Julius. Rest in peace. He used to start fights with me because he was a serious actor, and he noticed that I found him really funny. And I would laugh every time. And I would just crack up every time he was around. And he thought that it wouldn't show on screen the conflict between him and I. So start fights with me, and then I used to laugh it off, laugh at me, did something that made me really angry, and I stood up, and then he ran away. He was almost 6'7". It was the funniest thing to see, and with that outfit on, running away, and I was chasing him all over the studio. It was funny.
That's great. Yeah, no, he was a great guy, and it's true. It's hard not to laugh.
Yeah, there's some funny. There are so many funny moments. It's just it's great. Get people laughing like that. You can do anything.
Yeah, it's a feel good movie. Like I said, cult classic for sure. And you got a lot. So we got you at Eternal Con on Saturday. Are you going to be there on Sunday as well? Or is it just Saturday for you?
Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, I'll be there.
And what else is coming up for you? What else do you have in the pipeline going here? Any other cons?
They're still talking about doing a part 2 or reboot, but I don't want to say anything official until I really believe it.
Sure.
Do you know who's the production company?
Filmmakers that want to do an action short that we're discussing, but I'll let you know more about that in August. Pretty excited about that because I've been training really hard.
Oh, that's great, man. I mean, it'd be great to see a sequel. I mean, even though it'd be 30 years later, but there's a lot of movies that go ahead and do that. There's talks 30 years later trying to make a Ghostbusters 3, but now with the passing of Harold Ramis and things like that, you really can't do that. So with the passing of Julius, would you feel that it would be okay to still go on and make a part 2?
I just think right now the martial arts brand in America is all about violence.
Yeah.
And everything from UFC to raid movies. I can appreciate the choreography, but the story and it's just about, it's violence.
You're talking about the Raid and the Raid Redemption, correct?
Yeah, and I think that there needs to be more story.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be more fun, and there needs to be action that's not just about pulling someone's throat out or pulling their eye out of their socket. That's all right, but you need a balance. You need to show what is martial arts really about. It's not just about kicking somebody in the face or taking their throat out.
No, it's true. It's true. Have you seen Old Boy, correct?
Yeah.
The original Old Boy. Now, that's a movie with some martial arts, with a story, with a deep story, that I think a lot of American audience really wouldn't be able to accept. I didn't see the remake by Spike Lee. I didn't even bother wasting my time because, to me, the original movie is the movie, and with subtitles, not in English. That's the way to watch the movie.
I agree.
Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't agree with them remaking the film and everything. But the Raid, I can see what you're saying with the Raid and the Raid Redemption. They were just nonstop action sequences. You're right. The choreography was absolutely insane. Tony Jaa's another great martial artist who has a lot of those movies out there. But once again, it's mainly based on the violence aspect. They really just focus on that instead of the story.
It's it's all about the art of killing somebody.
Yeah.
And here we are with all these shootings and kids killing each other.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of message are you putting out there? You know what I mean? So that's the kind of films I want to make. Films that have a lot of exciting fight scenes, but also a story that impacts people about how to get through things in life.
So Taimak, coming up with the short or the reboot, are there any actors or actresses that you are looking forward to working in the future with?
There's so many. I love Gary Oldman. I think he's one of the best actors.
Amazing
ever.
actor.
There's so many actors out there that I want to work with. But right now, I want to do another action movie. So I'm putting my attention on that. And of course, I'm available for other type of roles. But I was doing a lot of theater a long time now. I really want to get busy with some action. And things are looking good. So keep your fingers crossed.
I got a question. Expendables 3 is coming out. Did you ever get a call for the fourth Expendables? Because I know that's already in transition.
I think part of it is to do with the fact that I kind of pulled away from Hollywood for a long time and, out of sight, out of mind. So that's why I'm putting myself inside again.
If you got the call, would you go for it?
Oh, sure, why not?
So when was your first Comic-Con, and when did you decide to do this?
The first Comic-Con I did was about 5 years ago or so. It was great, but I didn't do any after that. And then I started again last year, and it's been a great ride. Meeting all these people from all over the place is really touching.
Where was the first Comic-Con you did?
I believe it was the New York one, but not the Javits Center. It was at the Pennsylvania Hotel.
Okay, all right, yeah, that was before the New York Comic-Con exploded. I got to say, I've been going to Comic-Con for quite a few years here in New York, and as of late, I got to be honest with you, I've kind of backed off from it because I feel that the New York Comic-Con has just become a mass jumble of people that just
don't understand it.
Good. They just go just because it's the thing to do. You know what I mean? And
it's Halloween Part 2, which I don't like.
I mean, it's great for the industry. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it makes a lot of money. I mean, but every year the attendance gets so much bigger, and I think it takes away from the actual real fans that are trying to get in there and see the things they want to see, get their hands on the exclusive items they want to get. I mean, the first year I went,
and even get to talk to like people like you,
exactly.
Just like Eternal Con just makes it small, simple, and makes it for the fans.
Like, have you noticed that in the past few years how gigantic the
I've
New York
only been
Comic
doing it really for a year, So I mean, I had a great time, but that's me. I'm sitting there, I'm meeting a lot of fans, so I couldn't. You guys are kind of checking up the whole thing, so it's a different point of view.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to give you the fans' point of view. It's like, because if we want to talk to you, we have to. We got to try to find you in this gigantic sea of tables and people.
And then meanwhile, stand in the giant line and pay the money for the autograph.
They could have a big screen, almost like the airport, that every actor's name and where their booth was.
Like cool. The airport. Terminal 1 is here. Terminal 2.
Take a ticket and go. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, a few years ago, Frank Miller and Eva Mendes were there for when The Spirit came out, and I was able to walk right up to Frank Miller, shake his hand. He signed a poster for me right in front of me, gave it to me. I didn't have to pay nothing. He was just there. Now, if that would have happened, forget about it. I would get nowhere near the guy. It just makes it harder and harder for the fans to really get
behind everything.
Yeah, to get behind everything. But, it's still a great, great platform for people like you. Ernie Hudson's there every year, dressed as a Ghostbuster.
Last year, I think Stallone again.
I'm sorry,
Stallone?
Yeah, he was there last year.
Yeah, he was at New York Comic Con last year.
Iron Sheik goes. I love the Iron Sheik. He's an animal. That guy.
He was. Yeah, it's fantastic. Man.
It really
Guys,
is.
I gotta shut down.
No, it's so early.
He's got to get his meditation and he's got to get his rest. He's got to be ready for us over here.
Two more questions and you're out. All right.
Okay.
What city or country had the craziest Bruce Leroy fans?
What city or country?
Yeah, what city or country?
Craziest Bruce Leroy fans?
Yeah.
I'd say, damn. Oh, man. Everyone, they're all I think they're all crazy. I love them, man. What can I tell you? I went to Japan. They were nuts.
Of course, Japan. You can sell them anything.
Yeah, I mean, they're nuts. They're incredible.
Yeah, they love American culture too.
I mean, everywhere. They all. That's the funny thing about it. Whatever country or whatever city, it's almost like a language.
Yeah.
There's a vibe. There's an energy that comes from them. They all have that, fun energy. Because the movie creates that humor within them, and they're also people, truck drivers come in. They stop in front of me. They got the bald head, tattoos, and I go, what does this guy want? And then he's like, you changed my life. That movie, it changed my life.
That never gets old for you, doesn't it?
It actually, some people say it saves their life. I had people cry,
Oh, how does that make you feel?
I just want to hug them.
Everyone who wouldn't love a hug from Taimak.
Let's sing a toast to Julius and Leo and showing up, and they start laughing. Funny.
All right, I know a couple of guys at Eternal Con are giving out free prizes, like your boy Steve Cardenas and Brimstone. They all got like a couple prizes. You got any freebies standing in line for your booth for Eternal Con?
I'm gonna have to think of it. Someone has some Converse. They wear some Converse. I'll sign them for free.
There you go.
That's what we like to hear. We really appreciate you taking the time to come on the air with us tonight, and and discuss The Last Dragon and the pop culture in general. And I mean, it's been a great experience for me personally. Again.
No, thank you.
All right, Taimak. Final words. The mic's all yours. Take it away.
Final word. Well, I can say is wherever you are in life, if you have a dark time, know that there's light and there's a glow waiting for you there. So just keep your cool. Never give up. Stay in faith.
True words of inspiration. Thank you once again, Taimak. We truly appreciate your time here. We look forward to seeing you at Eternal Con on Saturday.
Definitely. I'll see you in a little bit.
All right,
I'll see you guys. I'll see you very soon. I'm Arash. Got Angelo. This is Taimak, and we will see everyone at Eternal Con. Thank you.
Put me in a headlock. It's okay.
There you go. Done.